Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner. And what that means is that we are trained by Disney, often on site, to be experts in their vacation products. And we're also recognized by them as providing exceptional customer service to our clients. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're really excited to be here tonight to talk to you about what is in our park bag. The other agents who are going to be participating tonight and myself kind of chatted about this a little bit beforehand, and it was really interesting to see how many of us brought very similar items into the park. But it was also cool to hear people mention things that I was like, oh, I've never thought about that before. So hopefully you're going to get a lot of great information, a lot of great suggestions tonight from our agents about good things to make sure you bring with you to take in with you as part of your park bag. We also have Amazon links for most of the items that we're going to be talking about tonight. So this would be a fantastic night to work on a 2-screen system. So if you have maybe a tablet or another phone or a laptop nearby, you might want to grab that, or maybe just switch over and watch this on YouTube on your television so you can shop on your phone. But you could be, shopping in real time with us through these Amazon links as we're talking about these different items. We are going live using a platform called StreamYard this evening. And so if you want to post a comment or tell us what's in your park bag, or if you want to ask any questions about the items that we're recommending, you might be asked to approve StreamYard to allow it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still interact with us anonymously, and we would love to chat with you. So if at any point during the video you have something that you would love to share, or you have any questions about the items we're recommending, feel free to go ahead and drop those into the comment section. So I'm joined tonight by 3 of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here tonight. And if you would please take a moment to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hi, everybody. I'm Colleen Gomez, and I've been with the agency about 7 or 8 months. And the best way to contact me is at the email address below, Colleen with 1 L at marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Kennedy. I've been with the agency right at 2 years, and the best way to contact me is the email address.
Hi, I'm Jen Schiller. I've been with the agency for about 7 or 8 months also, and my best contact is my email address on the screen.
And again, my name is Ginger. I have been with the agency coming up on 4 years now, which is crazy to think about. And the best way to reach me is to contact me at my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. All right. So the way that we're kind of going to approach this tonight is each of us have a collection of items that we're going to talk about, just different things that kind of we compiled a pretty lengthy list as we were talking about great things to bring in. And so obviously the first thing that you want to have if we're talking about what's in your park bag is you got to have a great bag, right? And so I'm going to show my personal favorite park bag, and that is the Kavu rope bag. Now, this is not just a great bag for Disney World. This is a great bag for hiking or camping or commuting, as you see on the Amazon listing here. This bag is going to run you about $50, but I can tell you that these Kavu rope bags are absolutely worth it. I am a mom. I have 2 children who are 9 and 6. So many times, I need to be able to quickly strap on a bag and grab hands, and all this kind of stuff. And so I love these Kavu rope bags for that very reason. There's just quick and easy in and out of these bags. I have my personal one is just like a simple khaki color. So it's kind of, a unisex almost, to the point that my husband doesn't even mind wearing it around the parks. If I'm running off to do something, he can strap it on and he doesn't feel like weird about wearing like a floral bag or something like that. So that is a really great option. But also another, park bag that everybody loves is the Lounge Fly. And there are so many different Loungefly options that you can choose from. This one here is just the classic Beauty and the Beast kind of stained glass window inspired design. Typically, these Loungefly bags are going to come in one of two varieties. You have the type like this, which is a little bit less expensive, which does not have Mickey ears. But then there are going to be those that have, often are covered in sequins and have Minnie ears or Mickey ears, and those are going to be a little bit more expensive. So, this is going to be a small backpack, kind of about, that size. But they really do hold a surprising amount of stuff. Do any of you ladies have a Loungefly? Oh, look at that.
Just
Katie is
a
prepared.
couple.
Look at that. Oh, nice. Look at y'all. Very cool.
Always
So
handy.
obviously,
Not
this
even
is
for
a
the
great
park.
choice. Yeah, absolutely. So are you always surprised at how much stuff you can actually get into this?
Yes, very much surprised.
I really was. They started getting popular when my youngest was still a baby, and we had like the diaper bag or the diaper backpack, and I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to get out of the diaper bag at Disney. And surprisingly, you can fit a lot more than you think.
Yeah. And I love too that they often have like ears that match. So if you're in Spirit jerseys and stuff too, so if you're like super matchy like I am, that makes your heart happy that you have all the different options with that. So, everybody needs a great bag. Either one of those would be, an awesome option. Another thing you definitely want to have with you in the parks is your cell phone. And I know that this seems like a no-brainer. Like, of course, everybody takes their cell phone everywhere, but you would be surprised how many people, maybe leave their cell phone in the safe at the room just thinking, oh, I'm not going to need it in the theme parks. But you will. The My Disney Experience app is such a huge part of your park experience these days that you really do have to have that cell phone with you, or at least it's very, very helpful if you do, because that's where you're going to find your park maps. That's how you're going to be able to access mobile order. If you have purchased the Disney Genie Plus system, then you're going to make your ride return time reservations there. And also, if you are purchasing lightning lanes, individual lightning lanes, then you're going to need the app for that too. So definitely want to have your cell phone with you. And also to kind of like round out my list before I pass it on to somebody else, I have a couple more items to talk about. I always have a portable phone charger with me in the parks because you are using your phone so much. It does, or at least mine does, it runs out of battery pretty quickly. So what I love about this particular portable phone charger is that it's actually solar powered. So in the heat of the Florida sun, I can actually strap this to the outside of my Kabu rope bag. And as I'm walking around the parks, this is getting charged, and then I can use it to charge my phone. Now you can also charge this by just plugging it into the wall. So it's not completely solar powered, but it is nice to just have that little bit of extra charge as you're just walking around the parks in the sun. So I love a portable phone charger for the parks. I also never go into the parks without my ponchos. Florida weather is typically beautiful and sunny, but it can also turn on a dime and get very rainy very quickly or stormy. And so ponchos like these that are, but definitely the disposable ones are the ones that I typically go with, the ones that you can, if your child rips it apart, it's not the end of the world. You can get multi packs of these on Amazon, and they're, as you can see here, they're not that expensive. And so, you can grab a couple of extras and everything and have those with you in the event that there's rain all of a sudden. And so I like to go in and have ponchos with me to be prepared for all kinds of weather. I also love to have a first aid kit with me in the parks. And the one that we have that we use as a family is loaded with anything that you could possibly need. It has, medications in it. It has bandages. It has, little scissors, like anything that you could possibly need to take care of minor bumps and scratches and things like that you have in something like this. And so, obviously definitely look at the list of things that are and are not allowed into the parks. There's a variety of different first aid kits that you can go with online. Make sure that you don't have anything in there that you're not going to be able to actually take with you into the parks. But I have found it really helpful with, my kids trip and fall down and skin a knee or something like that, it's nice to just be able to pull out a Band-Aid and take care of that without having to go, hunt down a place to take care of the boo-boo. And then the last thing that I'll talk about before I will pass it on to somebody else is the battery operated neck fans. As I've mentioned, Florida, particularly in the summer times, but really kind of all year, can get very hot. And so these portable battery operated, like they're rechargeable neck fans, are a lifesaver. I like this particular style a lot because it's bladeless. So I don't have to worry about my daughter's hair getting stuck in the blade of these fans. But, my kids will wear these around the parks all day. And they just having that little bit of extra air kind of blowing on your face really does make it a whole lot more pleasant if you're traveling in like June or July or August or something like that, where it's really, really hot. So I have found these things to be worth their weight in gold for our particular family. And so those are things that I always have in my park bag. So Colleen, why don't you share with us what you always have in your park bag?
Sure, definitely. I'll touch on the summer heat thing. Is you're definitely going to want one of those cooling towels. You can find them here on Amazon. You can definitely find the Mickey ones at the parks as well. I like to use it more. So what you do is they're hard, and then you get them a little wet, and they're just really nice. I wrap them around my shoulders sometimes. So not only is it cooling my back and my shoulders, it's also keeping me from sunburning. I'm also not so much of a hat person, especially when we have our ears on, but sometimes I'll just kind of use it as an extra shield, because you can't have your ears and your glasses and a hat on. It just doesn't work. So you can configure it to whatever works best for you, but I like to use mine over my shoulders often. I do tend to burn. And then chapstick, that sun is pretty brutal, especially inconsistently. I don't want to say just during the summer, but all the time. So always make sure you have chapstick. If it's not for yourself, your kids are going to need it, especially if they're having a lot of salty snacks, sour snacks. Chapstick is definitely important. And then next is snacks. I'm a morning open rope drop to close kind of person and mom in general. I don't always like to stop and eat. So I make sure to pack a lot of snacks and candies, especially to keep the kids busy or myself while we're in line. Almonds, typical Goldfish, Cheez-Its, beef jerky, suckers. Suckers are really, it gives you a little bit of moments of peace. If you're in line and they're just looking, and you just look over and you see everybody with their suckers in their mouth. So whatever, Jolly Rancher or something to keep their mouth busy, it is always nice sometimes. Popcorn is a good one. We like to bring our own popcorn sometimes, especially if we have a reusable popcorn bucket, then those are good. Wet wipes. So even without having little ones, when I'm on a solo trip or with my friends or just my husband and I, we always stop and get a few packs of wet wipes. Not so much just for cleaning, but when your hands get sticky, or especially nowadays, you're like, oh, I just touched like a whole line of amusement park poles. You want those wet wipes to be around as well, especially for after you're eating. And then what I've started doing the past few years is I bring a pack of utensils, reusable straws and utensils as well. So the parks are using paper straws. And so it is nice to have your own metal or silicone straws to reuse. Then that way you have them all day long. And we all know that kids are really good at chewing up those paper straws, and sometimes they're gone before the drink is even gone, especially with the ices and such. So that's what I always pack in my park bags.
I love, especially that you brought up the wet ones, because having done, we've been going to Disney with our kids since my youngest was in diapers. And so, as I'm going into family restrooms to change her and everything, having those to wipe down the changing table, having those to wipe down the toilet seat when she was potty training and all of that stuff. But especially like you said, even their hands, when they're eating those Mickey Premium bars and it's just everywhere. Being able to have that little moist wipe to clean up their hands, face, and everything is a lifesaver. So it's
Exactly. So even if you don't have kids, or if you're in the stage before kids, start bringing them now. You'll need them for diapers later, and then you're going to revert back to needing them more often, all the time.
Get in the habit. That's right. All right, Katie, why don't you share with us what's in your park bag?
I like to bring sunglasses. It's sunny, always. So I always have some sunglasses on hand. I also like to bring a light sweater or sweatshirt or spirit jersey. I'm pretty cold natured, and when that sun goes down, sometimes it gets a little chilly. So I like to be comfortable and bring something of that nature. I'm always drinking water. So a water bottle is something that's always on hand, so I can refill it and keep going. Magic bands. I have one for every outfit probably, so I like to throw one in just in case. It's okay to have more than one.
And that's a good idea too, because as those things are pretty secure, but I mean, there is a child out there who could lose that, right? So especially if you have kids with you, throwing an extra magic band in the bag for them is, I think, never a bad idea.
Yep.
And also too, with the water bottles, Katie mentioned refilling it. You can get free ice water at the quick service locations in the parks. So they do not want you dehydrated. So definitely bring your own water bottle, and you can fill that up as many times as you need to. And you don't have to be like hunting for a water fountain or anything like that, because they will take care of you. And so that is a really great tip as well. All right. I think the last person to share what's in their park bag is Jen. So Jen, what's in your park bag?
Hi. So I always have hand sanitizer, and that's just a given. Everything, people touch everything. So always hand sanitizer. I keep a little thing of sunscreen. That sun is brutal. I'm extremely fair skinned. So I make sure that I always, have some on hand so that I can put it on all day long after like sweating or water rides or whatever. Like a blister stick, a friction stick. Love those. I don't like to wear tennis shoes at the park. I usually wear like some type of sandal. And even the most comfortable ones, I mean, you're putting like 40,000 steps in a day. So that's good for like if you're wearing shorts for the chafing, for your blisters on your feet. And then my favorite thing that I never ever leave without are Ziploc bags. My family, we're snackers. So we like to go to like all the different places and get snacks. And I mean, it's just unrealistic. It's usually just myself and one of my daughters. And we just buy it all, and then we'll eat what we want, throw the rest, in a Ziploc bag, and have it for later, take it home or whatever.
That's a really great tip. That's also a great tip too, if you are like, let's say you're going to ride like Splash Mountain or Kali River Rapids or something like that. If you have an extra change of clothes in your bag, you can bring like a gallon or a couple gallons Ziploc bags to put your wet things in after you changed out of them. Or if you're going to let your kids play in the splash area, like the Casey Jr. splash area in Magic Kingdom or something like that. So that's a very multi-use, item to have in your park bag as well. Yeah. So these are some really great tips that our agents have offered of things that are in, their park bags. And keep in mind too, if you're thinking about planning a trip, that, you're hearing from people who are in the parks all the time. We are truly in these theme parks all the time. And I think that when you have done Disney several times, you kind of realize the things that, like, these are things that I definitely need. These are things that, you know, my family, we can leave in the hotel room, you know what I mean? And so, like, it might take you a day or two to kind of figure out, well, what are the things that we actually used? So you may not want to necessarily stuff your bag full with all 17, 20 items or something like that we shared with you, but definitely, you know, think about the ones that are going to fit with your family, with the ages of your kids, the things that you are interested in, you know, and pick and choose the ones that are going to be best for you. But definitely, I think a few of these items are things that everybody can benefit from and can make their park experience more pleasant. Keep in mind too, if you are joining us a little bit late, that if you would like to share with us what's in your park bag in the comments, you know, we would love to hear from you. And we have also posted links in the comments section to all of the different items, or most of the items that we talked about. We've given you that Amazon link so that you can go in and check those items out if you're interested in that. I'm looking at our comment section here, and I'm not seeing any questions at this time, but just keep in mind, if you aren't maybe watching this on replay on YouTube, or if you've come across it later on in the group when it's no longer live, that we do still monitor these videos for comments even after they are no longer live. So feel free to ask any questions that you have, and we're happy to come back and answer those for you at a later date. Also, keep in mind that booking your Disney vacation through one of our agents is not going to cost you any extra compared to going on Disney's website and booking that trip yourself. Disney builds the cost of a travel agent's commission into every vacation package that you would purchase on their website. And so when you book on your own, you truly are paying for a service that you're not receiving. But when you book with an agent, you know, you get helpful tips like this. You get one person to go to with your questions. Most of our agents also, even in our packets, we provide you with things like packing lists and suggested tips and touring plans and things for the parks. And all of those perks come at no extra cost to you. So if you missed the contact information for these agents, it is back at the beginning of the video. So feel free to go back and check that out. And we would love to help you out with your next trip. We can help you with everything from a theme park vacation to a cruise to an all-inclusive vacation and beyond. So definitely check us out if you are new to Marvelous Mouse Travels and new to this group. But we hope you enjoyed watching with us tonight. We thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week in our Universal Orlando group, where we're going to be talking about this same topic specific to that part. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.